If someone at work just threw you under the bus, do not send the emotional reply. Do not storm into HR, and do not make the classic mistake of trying to clear the air with the person who just protected themselves at your expense. Because in the first 24 hours, this is not about who feels most hurt. It is about who controls the timeline. Getting thrown under the bus at work usually looks like one of four things. Someone leaves out key context so you look careless. Someone rewrites the story after a mistake. Someone publicly distances themselves from a decision they were part of. Or someone quietly lets leadership believe the problem started with you. And yes, sometimes that is calculated, but not always. Sometimes it is panic. Sometimes it is incompetence. Sometimes it is a coworker drowning in their own mess and grabbing the nearest life raft. That distinction matters for how you understand people. It does not change your 24-hour response plan. Because whether it was malice, panic, or plain cowardice, the result is the same. Your name is now attached to a distorted version of events. And that is why this hits so hard. It creates panic, self-doubt, and urgency all at once. You start thinking, maybe I should explain everything right now. Maybe I should apologize just to calm things down. Maybe if I'm nice, this goes away. Usually, that makes it worse. Because the person shaping the story is not playing a truth game. They are playing a narrative game. Most advice fails here because it tells people to be more open, more direct, more trusting. But when blame is moving fast, vague honesty loses to specific documentation. If you confront too early, they deny. If you over-explain, you sound defensive. If you go emotional, you look unstable. If you apologize too broadly, you hand them your confession. And if this is a trapped worker situation, where you cannot just quit next week, random bravery is not a strategy. You need a damage control plan. Not for your ego, for your reputation. The first move is not talking more. The first move is stopping the damage. In the first 2 hours, do 4 things. First, stabilize your body before you open your mouth. If this happens live on Zoom, in a meeting, or in front of a group, and your brain goes blank, use a physical stalling tactic. Take a sip of water, count to 3 in your head, then say, "Let's slow this down for a second." That tiny pause can save you from saying the sentence that ruins your week. Second, write down the timeline while it is fresh. Date, time, platform, exact wording. Who was there? What was decided? What changed? What you said? What they said? Third, gather artifacts, emails, Slack messages, comments and docs, calendar invites, version history, meeting notes, but do not violate company data policies. Do not forward confidential information to your personal email. Do not take reckless photos of protected screens. Do not create a second problem by tripping IT security. Take notes on your phone if needed. Save permitted files or notes locally within policy. Build a clean folder without creating a data breach trail. Fourth, do a sanity check. Ask yourself, were expectations actually clear? Did the story change after the mistake surfaced? Were your wins minimized before this? Were the rules stable yesterday and suddenly blurry today? If the rules suddenly moved, you may not be dealing with honest feedback. You may be dealing with blame transfer. And before you internalize their version as truth, reality test it with one trusted person outside the blast zone, a mentor, a former boss, a grounded colleague who is not tied to the politics. If you are trapped inside their frame, borrow someone else's. Now we move from private clarity to controlled visibility. Your goal is not to win the argument. Your goal is to create a clean record that reasonable people can follow later. Here is your first real-time reset line. Let's slow this down for a second. Which part is being attributed to me, And what was the agreed owner and timeline as of the last update? That line lowers emotion, asks for specifics, and forces the room back to facts. Here is the one-on-one reset with your boss. I want to keep this factual and easy to resolve. My understanding was that the decision path was X, the owner was Y, and the deadline changed on Z date. If that understanding is incomplete, I want to correct the record now. Calm is power, when the other person wants mess. Now the most important move, the written recap. Recap from today. My understanding is that the original scope was X, ownership was Y, and the deadline shifted on date. Current next step from my side is action by time. If any part of that understanding is incorrect, please reply with the specific correction so I can align. That is reputation insurance. Not ranting, not accusing, not per my last email theater. Just a clean record. If your workplace is political and you need exact lines like this, not vague motivation, subscribe. This channel is for people who cannot afford one sloppy sentence at work. This is where people lose. Not because they lack evidence, because they get dragged into fear, obligation, and guilt. Fear says, reply now or you'll look guilty. Obligation says, don't make this harder for the team. Guilt says, maybe I should just absorb this and move on. That is the F.O.G trap. And when people are in F.O.G, they do three dangerous things. They over-apologize. They volunteer extra blame. They try to rescue everyone else from discomfort. Do not do that. Step out of the drama triangle. Do not become the victim who spirals. Do not become the rescuer who absorbs the fallout. And do not become the persecutor who starts a war you cannot finish. Return to facts, ownership, and options. If someone keeps baiting you emotionally, use the gray rock fallback. I've shared the timeline I'm working from in writing. If there's a specific gap, send it to me and I'll address that directly. Short, flat, factual. And one important caveat. Gray rock protects you, but it also freezes the relationship. Use it when safety matters more than collaboration. No extra story, no pleading, no emotional debris. Now listen carefully. If this moves into HR, a performance review, mediation, or some let's all align meeting, your risk just changed. Because that is where DARVO often shows up. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. Suddenly, the person who caused the problem becomes the injured party, and your attempt to correct the record gets framed as aggression, poor tone, or lack of collaboration. So when the process becomes formal, stop arguing from memory. Switch to receipts. Here is the HR or formal email version. I'm documenting a concern about how responsibility for this issue is being represented. I want to keep this focused on sequence, ownership, and impact. I've attached the timeline, relevant messages, and my recap of changes to scope and deadlines. I'm raising this because the current lack of clarity is creating delivery risk and could delay project handoff or launch. That last sentence matters. Frame it as a business continuity risk, not just a personal grievance. HR often moves faster when confusion threatens delivery, efficiency, or manager credibility than when the issue is framed only as, someone was mean to me. If HR helps, good. If HR performs neutrality while protecting power, that is not your sign to get louder. It is your sign to get cleaner. This part hurts the most. If the person who threw you under the bus was a work friend, they will often try to smooth it over informally. A text, a Slack, a little, hey, sorry about that, boss was on the warpath, LOL. Do not let emotional closeness blur accountability. Warmth is fine. Role confusion is not. And do not reply to the casual cleanup message with another casual message. Reply in the official thread. Thanks. To keep this clear, I'm going to stick to the project thread and written recap, so ownership and next steps stay aligned. That protects cognitive autonomy. You are not being cold. You are refusing to let informal closeness rewrite formal responsibility. Here is the decision tree. If this looks like a one-off misunderstanding and your boss is fair, use the reset script and the written recap. If this is a repeated pattern, widen visibility carefully. More written updates, cleaner ownership language, less verbal-only coordination. If this is now formal, stop trying to be persuasive and start being documentable. If leadership keeps rewarding the person who saves themselves by sacrificing others, then you are no longer solving one incident. You are managing a political environment. At that point, protect references, stabilize performance, and quietly build exit leverage. And if there is retaliation, discrimination, or anything unsafe, prioritize formal support and qualified help over communication finesse. Quick roll lens. If you are an individual contributor, your power move is documentation plus calm clarification. If you are a manager, your job is to stop blame diffusion fast. If you are a senior leader, do not reward the fastest narrator. Require sequence, evidence, and accountable decision logs. Do not say, "I guess this is all my fault. You always sabotage me. Everyone knows you're lying. This is why nobody trusts you. I'll remember this." Or this one, "I'm going to HR." Never threaten to go to HR. Just go if needed. Threatening it, give the other person time to get there first, and launch a preemptive DARVO strike. Those lines feel satisfying for 5 seconds. Then they become evidence against you. So here is the 24-hour plan. Stop the panic, capture the timeline, send the recap, refuse the emotional trap, and if it goes formal, switch from memory to receipts. By hour 24, you are probably going to feel exhausted. That means you did it right. You kept the adrenaline out of your emails. Because when someone throws you under the bus at work, your first job is not revenge. It is reputation survival. And if this starts turning into a pattern, repeated blame, shifting expectations, vague documentation, sudden formality, that is how one bad incident turns into a PIP setup. That is why your next system is reputation insurance, to stop one bad day from becoming your official story.